increase fuel through the Kenya Roads Management Act. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, so when the committee will be proposing amendments during the committee of the whole House, we have already submitted our report that this cannot be done on this finance bill, and that is a fact. So in as much as, Honorable Speaker, our friends here, on one hand, they are saying they want to discuss the finance bill, the proposals as they are. On the other hand, they are saying they want to discuss the report. I think they should also declare whether they want to discuss the finance bill with the report as it is.
Order. Next, Murumba Chikati. Order. You have an opportunity to amend this bill at committee of the whole. So hold your horses and Murumba Chikati, Badi's time is over. Your time is over. Murumba Chikati.
He sent us.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, while supporting this bill, let me also try and look at the needs that are facing our country across the sectors. Mr. Speaker, one of the biggest challenges and why I support this bill.
Yes, order, Chikati. What is out of order, women rep for Migori?
Mr. Speaker,
under what standing order?
You will get it. I'm a first time. I don't know the standing order well, but you need to know that there are women in the House. Mr. Speaker, kindly balance. If you can't see us, we can walk around. You'll be seeing that there are some female figures in the House.
Are you alleging that Millie Odhiambo is not a woman? Go ahead. Yeah? Chief?
Mr. Speaker, can I continue? Thank you. So, thank you, Mr. Speaker. While supporting this bill, I would like also to examine the needs that are facing our country across different sectors. One of the biggest challenges we've had is with the education sector. The JSS, Mr. Speaker, was started without proper infrastructure. We have a serious problem of infrastructure and manpower in the JSS. It is my hope, Mr. Speaker, that these funds be raised through taxation so that we could be able to support the JSS, which is really struggling to pick up and deliver it to where it is supposed to be. The next area, Mr. Speaker, that I would like to look at is the TVET sector. TVET is critical to the development of our country. But this TVET lacks two things, equipment and manpower. And it is my hope, Mr. Speaker, that some of the funds allocated and which is going to be raised can be able to deliver the TVET sector as required. Access to electricity, Mr. Speaker, in the rural areas is a problem in Kenya. The last mile, which had started in 2013, between 2013 and 2017, stalled along the way. It is my hope that the last mile electricity in rural areas can be able to be spread so that rural Kenya can be able to access electricity just as much as urban centers. Mr. Speaker, access to the health sector in Kenya is important. And therefore, part of this bill proposes to raise money for the social insurance fund, which is critical to access to health in our country. And access to health is also important because it translates to the development of our country in general. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Chikati, you finished? Yes, What's your point of order? Sorry, I was consulting with the chairman.
Mr. Speaker, there seemed to be a serious level of misrepresentation in the documents that we are looking at. And we trusted that the report by which we are comparing the debate on the bill is accurate, is honest, and is straightforward. It has transpired by the words of the chair of the committee, who has signed the document, that the document did not bear this issue on RMLF. Now, Mr. Speaker, all of us have come here with good faith, and we want to debate this thing in the best of faith as we can. We have even accepted that these issues, although they are going to come in future, in fact, it is like we are anticipating debate, but we have accepted that the chair of the committee will do what is honorable, which will be to make these amendments at the committee stage. But if with this serious misrepresentation, if you work out the maths, you are talking about billions as arising out of that element of raising 9 shillings on RLMF. Now, do we still have good faith that we are dealing with a report which will end up in changing what people are saying out there? Or is it that we are debating this bill, and when we come to the committee stage, then we will be faced with different things?
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, please attend to that so that we can have a debate which is correct and forthright in the House.
I hear you. Mishimbogo. For the point, Kajwang, I hear you. Mishimbogo.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwanza niwapatie kongole wa Kenya kwa kusimama kidete na kuweka kilio cha haki katika mswada huu wa fedha. Na niweze kusema kama ulivyosema, tunazungumzia ripoti na tunazungumzia pia huu mswada wenyewe. Na katika ripoti imezungumzia haswa ya kwamba wataweka kifungu 66 waweze kuongeza pesa ile ambayo itakuwa inatoka katika mafuta kutoka shilingi 18 mpaka shilingi 25. Na tunasisitiza hapa ya kwamba jambo hilo halitafanyika, na tukifika Committee of All House jambo hilo lisiweko, kwa sababu iwapo itaongezwa basi itakuwa yale yote ambayo yamerekebishwa ni bure, kwa sababu ukiongeza mafuta umeongeza uchukuzi, umeongeza mambo ya kutengeza bidhaa, umeongeza kila kitu, yale yote itakuwa ni bure. Jambo la pili, Mheshimiwa Spika, hata sisi kama Wakenya iwapo tunataka kukimu bajeti yetu, haiwezi kuwa njia ni moja tu ya kuweka ushuru kwa Wakenya ambao ni walalahoi na wamefuka ukutani. Lazima tubadilishe mbinu, lazima tuwe na mbinu mbadala ya kufufua viwanda, ya kujenga viwanja na kutafuta njia ya kupata mapato ya taifa letu la Kenya kupitia rasilimali nyingi ambazo tunazo katika taifa la Kenya. Mheshimiwa Spika, niweze kusema pia haya mambo ya mazingira, kuongeza kodi ya mazingira, na tumezungumzia ya kwamba sodo na nepi kuwa zinapatikana na wameambiwa ziko China wazingoje zije. Hiyo ni kumaanisha hatuna uwezo thabiti wa kuweza kuwa na sodo, na hivyo basi afya ya kina mama haswa katika mambo ya hedhi itakuwa na matatizo iwapo tutakuwa tumeongeza jambo kama hili. Jambo la pili, mambo ya mafuta ya kutoka kwenye miti na kutoka kwa wanyama, ile Kiingereza tunasema edible oil. Kwa nini ipunguzwe na isitolewe kabisa, isiwekwe sufuri ushuru? Hii ni kitu ambacho kinatumika, bidhaa inatumika na Wakenya wengi wale walalahoi. Kwa hivyo jambo hili lazima tulitowe. Jambo jengine, nasikitika sana, sijui ni nani ametoa mambo haya ama kupeana mawaidha ya kuweka mambo ya ushuru ya mkate na mambo ya ushuru ya ile mifuko ya majani. Jamani, yule ambaye alikuwa ametoa mawaidha hayo, tunataka tumwambie shetani ashindwe, kwa sababu sisi wa Kenya mkate twaupenda, twautumia sana na chai ndio kiamsha kinywa chetu. Nataka niseme pia Mheshimiwa Spika, hata ukiangalia katika huu mswada kuna mambo mengine ambayo yamejificha ambayo yanatuathiri sana, kama vile imezungumzia stove zile za kupika. Stovu zile za kupika ni stovu ambazo Wakenya wengi ambao hawawezi kununua meko za kutumia gesi wanatumia stovu, na hizo pia zimeongezwa ushuru. Ukiangalia tunapigana na janga la malaria. Leo tunaambiwa ile tunaita Kiingereza mosquito repellent, ama ile dawa ya kujipaka ili kusudi watu wasiumwe na mbu na kuleta malaria,
yes,
pia imeongezwa ushuru.
Order, Millie Odhiambo, what is the issue? Under what standing order?
Mr. Speaker, under standing order 1.
No, it's
Mr.
not
Speaker,
available.
I'll explain, Mr. Speaker.
Standing
If you
order
give
number
me...
1 is not available to you. Millie, I have the school here and I'm going to acknowledge them, if that is what you want to raise. And it's out of order for you to shoot into the debate on finance bill to mention a school from Mfangano. Take your seat. Take your seat.
Mheshimiwa Spika, bidhaa zile ambazo zinatoka nje ambazo tunasema tutaziwekea ushuru, lazima tuwe waangalifu tusije tukaweka ushuru katika bidhaa za kutoka nje ambazo sisi kama taifa bado hatujatengeza viwanda vya kutosha, kama zile clinkers. Sasa hivi tunajenga manyumba ya bei nafuu na tunatumia material nyingi sana, na hivi basi hatuna viwanda vya kutosha vya kutengeza bidhaa kama hizi. Kwa hivyo lazima tuangalie wakati mwafaka ambao tunaweza kuongeza ushuru kwa bidhaa za kutoka nje wakati tumetimiza na tumekuwa na uwezo kama taifa la Kenya. Vile vile pia nataka niseme ya kwamba mambo ya magari, ambapo magari tulikuwa tunaambiwa ya kwamba ni mapato, na tulipoambiwa ni mapato ya kwamba tuweze kutoa ushuru. Nataka kusema magari si mapato. Magari nile tunasema asset kwa Kiswahili, rasilimali, na uwezi kumtoza mtu ushuru katika rasilimali. Jamani, tupunguze matumizi ya kiolela katika maofisi yetu. Ofisi ya naibu wa rais inataka kufanyiwa marekebisho mabilioni ya mapesa. Ukiangalia bei ya kununua hiyo ofisi na bei ya marekebisho ni tofauti sana. Lazima tuangalie ufujaji wa pesa tuweze kusaidia taifa la Kenya, lakini tusitegemee mambo ya ushuru peke yake tukaona tunaweza kukimu bajeti yetu. Nataka niseme sisi kama Wakenya tuendelee kusimama kidete, tusingoje wanasiasa tunapoona mambo yanatukwaza, haswa haya ya kiuchumi. Tusimame sisi wenyewe kidete tuweze kusikia sauti zetu zikizungumziwa. Jambo jingine ambalo ningetaka pia kuzungumzia, niseme ya kwamba tuweze pia
Honorable members, before I give the next member, I want to acknowledge in the public gallery Gethsemane Gardens Academy from Suba North, Homa Bay. On behalf of the House and myself, I welcome the students and their teachers to the House of Parliament. Thank you. Wanjiku Muya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to support the Finance Bill 2024 because the proposal from Nyandarua County and Kipipiri have been heard. And I want to confirm to the farmers from Kipipiri that their potatoes will not be taxed. But having said that, Honorable Speaker, as the chair of regional integration, I want to put information to the House that as EAC we are a community. And I want to discourage members from debating and indicating that the bill is against the eggs from Uganda. That is not the essence of having a community. We can debate it nicely. The eggs from every region within the community are allowed. You can have them from Uganda. So constrain debating on that matter, because as long as you pay, but let us discourage to discuss that the eggs from Uganda, the onions from Tanzania. We are a community, we can also sell to them. Honorable Speaker, I want this House to be honest, to the Kenyans and more to the Gen Z. Honorable Speaker, we have a budget. And because many members have debated on the issues that were raised by Kenyans, and I want to congratulate the committee by the very able chair, Honorable Kuria, because they had the proposal of Kenyans on vehicle, on agriculture, on all those things that have been debated. I want to restrain myself from debating on the same and seek that this House become honest for once to the Kenyans. Honorable Speaker, we must ask ourselves, do we need a budget? Of course, yes, we need a budget. How do we finance the budget? Honorable Speaker, the Council of Governors have been camping at State House asking for more funds. Honorable Speaker, these members, led by myself, have been camping at Honorable C.S. Murkomen asking for roads. Honorable Speaker, these members have been speaking of JSS teachers, asking for billions to pay them. These members have been speaking for the old, asking for more than 40 billions to pay the senior citizens. And so, it beats all the logics that we can join the public in the gallery and the bloggers and Jay-Z, and instead of educating them, that even if you go to the road, you can only go to the road, but then you don't need to have the roads in your constituency. Instead of us as members informing the public that we need money, 600 billion for education, we are supporting the public and raising the emotions, which in my view, I think it is dishonest. It is honest to educate the public that the county governors were camping at State House because the citizens, in fact, is a cycle, Honorable Speaker, the citizens back home were also camping at the governor's residence and their offices asking for projects. Why we go to Murkomen is because our citizens also come to our offices, our phones, and our homes, also asking for the project. So it is a whole cycle. And somehow, the budget is also political. You need to do a road in your constituency. The governors need to do their project in their counties. Where will the president get the money? The money has to be raised. And then there is no need of raising emotions and trying to support the bloggers who are only saying reject the finance bill, and yet they are not saying reject the roads in our constituency. Honorable Speaker, I want to put a point about the treasury boards. As much as we want to defend the locals, we also need money, and no village can stay alone. We also need money from investors. I have seen that the Treasury Board, particularly the infrastructure, and I'll be moving an amendment I have already put possibly to your office or the clerk. It will be charged effective July 5%, while for investors will be charged 15%. I feel this is very high, on the very high side, and for purpose of continuity of government earning money and quick money from treasury boards, particularly the infrastructure, it is my hope that my amendment and those who support me will go through. Honorable Speaker, without so much, I just want to insist that this House be honest. We need a budget, and a budget.
Thank you, Muya. Honorable members, I want to repeat what I order. Those who intend to file amendments, remember we said by 1 o'clock tomorrow, you must have filed your amendments. Beyond that, they will be rejected. Okay? Babo Wino.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to oppose the bill, the Finance Bill 2425, based on the following grounds. That number one, Mr. Speaker, there was anger that was expressed yesterday on the streets coming from Kenyans, and to be specific, the Gen Z, the Generation Z revolution that started yesterday reminds me, Mr. Speaker, of number one, the revolution that took place in China, the Chinese Revolution, that was also known as the Peasant Revolution or the Mamamboga Revolution, that occurred in the year 1949, which was headed by a gentleman called Chairman Mao Zedong, together with Deng Xiaoping. Mr. Speaker, the revolution that started yesterday also reminds me of the Russian Revolution, which was the Bolshevik Revolution that took place in 1917 under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin. It further reminds me, Mr. Speaker, of the Bourbon Restoration in France, the French Revolution that took place in the year 1789, that was headed by Maximilien Robespierre together with Napoleon Bonaparte, the military genius. Mr. Speaker, that revolution advocated for three things. Number one, equality and fraternity. Can you just shut up as I pump knowledge in your empty mind?
Kagombe. Baba, will you not take your seat? Yes, give Kagombe the...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the member for Embakasi East...
What is out of order?
Is beating drums of war. It is very unfortunate to use this forum, Mr. Speaker.
Standing order, Kagombe.
The relevance of what the member of Parliament is speaking about is not relevant to the bill that we are discussing here. What he's doing is taking an opportunity to use this floor to beat drums of war in this country. We are at a very bad moment at the moment, at this time, and we cannot allow that to happen on this floor, on the floor of this House, Mr. Speaker.
Go on.
Mr. Speaker, you know I don't like responding to fools.
Order.
The Bible says in the
Can you withdraw that? There are no fools in this house.
In the book of Proverbs 26, the Bible says, Mr. Speaker, that never respond to a fool because the...
Order, Baba Wino. Order, Baba Wino. In this house, order members, whether a member represents fishermen from the shores of the lake or the sea, whether a member represents herdsmen, whether a member is a professor, you are all honorable members of this house. And there are no fools in this house. And I want to warn you, Babu Wino, respect begets respect. Respect your colleagues, they will respect you. There are no fools here. Can you withdraw and apologize?
Mr. Speaker, a fool is somebody who does not understand something.
Order. Babu
if I think that somebody is a fool, why should...
Order, Babu Wino. You withdraw and apologize, or I truncate the mic and give the floor to somebody else. Give him the mic. Yes, Babu.
I withdraw.
And apologize.
I don't apologize, Mr. Speaker.
Withdraw and apologize.
You can give the mic to somebody else, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
And I don't withdraw.
Okay, truncate the mic. Mutunga. Yes, Chonga. Give the mic to Chonga.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you made a statement before the House went for lunch that people should not even need to remove their cards from the sockets. Mr. Speaker,
they didn't.
I went there, Mr. Speaker, after lunch I was number 7. When I came here, I was told I'm still number 7. Right now, the number of members who have contributed are more than 30, Mr. Speaker. So I wanted to know whether indeed you are still going with the list, or maybe you have changed the rules so that those who may not have a chance to speak can do something else.
Honorable Chonga, utaongea, hakuna shida. Honorable members, as you debate this, I want to repeat this. You know, there are people with various levels of education, various levels of knowledge, various levels of wealth, and many other things. Humility costs nothing. Respect costs nothing. The fact that somebody has said something you don't like doesn't make him a fool. The fact that somebody has said something you don't agree with doesn't make him a fool. Enda soma kitabu kiliandikwa na Mwalimu Nyerere akifafanua tofauti ya pumbavu na mjinga na utaelewa. Endelea Bwana Mutunga.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to also add my voice to this debate. Honourable Speaker, I stand to support the adoption of the committee report towards the amendments to the finance bill. Honourable Speaker, Kenyans have spoken and Kenyans have been heard. Many are times when you say that Kenyans are not heard, but this time around, Honourable Speaker, Kenyans have been heard and they have significantly changed the content and context of this bill. Honourable Speaker, the importance of the finance bill is that it gives the government the ability and the force and the mandate to support development, to support the running of the government itself. This is done by this House because we are mandated by the Constitution under Article 114 to impose or vary the different rates and taxes that different individuals and institutions do pay. Honourable Speaker, many speakers have spoken to revenue generation by governments. Government can get money from international trade, which we are not doing a lot. International trade does not mean one way. It's not importation. A lot more of exportation so that we may be able to earn foreign exchange and even make money as a government through taxes. Strengthening of the shilling is another one, but I want to dwell a lot more on the corporate and individual taxes. Honestly, this is the main source of income for this country, and therefore for us to be able to even engage in manufacturing, for us to be able to diversify the sources of revenue for our economy, we must be able to get money to invest. And the only way we can get this money is through taxation. Honourable Speaker, imposition of taxes sometimes will help us in various ways. Let me look specifically at the import substitution. Honourable Speaker, say for the foreign exchange,